So this is your test review sheet that you should be working on. I want you to tell me the 3 rules of fractions. For number 1, units. What are units? Why are they important? So think about it. What part of the fraction tells the units? The numerator or the denominator? So which part are the units? Why are they important? What does it tell us? Denominator divide. What does this mean? Well, your denominator tells you your units. So if I have 1/3, that tells me that your candy bar, denominator divide, is divided into 3 pieces. So that tells us that our whole is split into, that 3 pieces make up 1 whole. Whole part more fractions, you should be able to give me an example of each of those fractions. All right, on the number line, let's go way back to number lines. If we have 0, 1, and 2 labeled on our number line, well, there's question 1 right there. On the top of the number line, we want to divide each whole into fourths and label. So our whole is going to be split into 4 parts because we're splitting into fourths. So each gap, so if I have 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, 4 gap, this whole is split into 4 parts. This is 0/4. This is 1/4. 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. You need to continue on and do the same in fourths. Now if we're splitting these into eighths now on the bottom, we have to break our fourths again in half to make 8 pieces. We're getting even smaller pieces. So 0/8, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8 make up our 1 whole. And then you need to mark places, but you're also going to continue all the way to 2 wholes, labeling as you go, right? We did this in the very beginning of our fractions. All right, now this goes back to just adding and subtracting fractions by making like units. We want to put these in the best units possible. We've worked with fourths and sixths quite a bit. Notice that the operations also change. Addition, subtraction, another subtraction, and an addition. The units are shifting all around. So if we do A, 1/4 plus 1/6, we need to make like units. So we need to multiply both of these numbers by something so that we have our fractions with the same denominators. Well, let's think about fourths and sixths. Well, 4, I can't multiply 4 by anything to make 6. So if I go 6, 8, or 6, 12, 18, I'll stop there. And then I go 4, 8, 12, ding, ding, ding. Twelfths are our best units. So here's twelfths. All right, well, now we have to solve this. We're also going to end up putting it into twelfths eventually. So I can frame up my next number, or my final number sentence, into twelfths. All right, well, what am I going to multiply 4 by to make 12? This is just like our missing units or our missing factors. Well, I know 4 times 3 is 12, so I need to multiply 3/3. So 1 times 3 is 3, and we already know that 4 times 3 is 12. So my first new fraction is going to be 3/12. 1/6 times something makes 12. 6 times what makes 12? Times 2. But we can't just multiply by 2. It's got to be 2 halves. And 1 times 2 is 2. So 3/12 plus 2/12 is 5/12. And there's our final answer for A. All right, well, if we're adding B, oh, look, I noticed that fourths and sixths again. So I'm going to use 12ths as my best units again here, because I know that we just made 12ths. Those were our best units in the problem right before it. So if I'm going to set these up and make 12ths, and then add them together, I've got everything all set up here. So 3/4, I'm going to multiply by 3/3, because fourths I can turn into 12ths by multiplying by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, there's our first equivalent fraction. Now 6 into 12ths, 2 halves. I know that 5 times 2 is 10. 9 plus 10 is 19/12. Well, what do you notice about this fraction? It's more than one whole. So I need to turn it into a mixed number. So 19 divided by 12, because we know the denominator divides. Well, how many groups of 12 go into 19? Does it fit into 1? Nope. Does it fit into 19? Yep. Just one time, because 2 times would be too many. That would be 24. So minus 12, we're left with 7. So I can take out one whole, and then I'm left with 7/12, because my remainder is not just a 7. My remainder is how many pieces of a whole, and we know that 12/12 make one whole here. All right, well, if we're subtracting 1/3 minus 1/7, here's 1/3, here's 1/7, and order matters because we're subtracting. So if I set up my number sentence, I got a nice little frame all ready to go. I need thirds and sevenths in the same units because I can't subtract yet. Well, 3, I can't multiply 3 to make 7, but I can go 7, 14, 21, and I can go 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 21, or 15, I'm sorry, 15 is in here, 15, 21, those are our best units. So we need to multiply to put it into 21st. Well, what do I multiply 3 by to get to 21st? 3 times 7 is 21, so I need to multiply by 7/7. 1 times 7 is 7/21. So I'll fill in up here 7/21 in my new number sentence. Well, what's sevenths into 21st? 7 times 3 is 21, so I need to multiply by 3/3. 1 times 3 is 3. So then here's my 3/21. Now I made sure it was in the right order. My 1/3 equivalent fraction came first. My 1/7 equivalent fraction came second. 7 minus 3 is 4/21. When we're using everything we know about making like units. So that's just for subtracting fractions and adding fractions by making mixed units. When we get into adding and subtracting mixed numbers, this gets a little different, but only a little different. So we are going to work on, let's do B and D. So for B, I need to set up my whole and fraction chart, just like I would any other time. And I'm going to set it up by writing 3 1/3 plus 1 4/7. And just like when I was adding my regular fractions together, it's going to be the same thing. I need mixed units, or I need like units. And like we discovered in the last problem, thirds and sevenths, I'm not going to go through all the trouble right now. We know that the best units are 21st because we just found those in a different problem. So 1/3 times 7/7 is 7/21. 7 to make 21st, we need to multiply by 3/3, and I know 4 times 3 is 12. In my head right now, I should be able to count up real quick. 2 plus 7 is 9, 19, 19/21. This is a part fraction, so I don't have anything to carry over. I don't have a whole yet. So this 19/21 can come right down here into my fraction side because I'm not carrying over. I don't need to right now because this is a part fraction. 3 plus 1 is 4. We end up with 4 19/21. All right, let's take a look at D. 3 1/4 minus 1 1/3. So my whole and fraction chart. So 3 1/4, 1 1/3. There's my subtraction sign. My writing's only big because I'm on the computer. You should be able to fit your whole problem onto your paper. Well, fourths and thirds, we need like units. And we've been working with these so much. Off the top of my head, I know that 12ths are our best units. So 1/4, we're going to multiply by 3/3 because 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. 1/3, I'm going to multiply by 4/4 because 3 times 4 is 12. So 1 times 4 is 4. Now, can I do 3 minus 4? No, I can't. 3 is smaller than 4. So I can't do 3/12 minus 4/12. This is where I need to borrow from my 3 wholes, leave them with 2, and I need to unbundle. 1 whole here is 12/12 because that's what a bundle is here. We're working in units of 12ths. I need to add these 12/12 to my 3/12. I end up with 15/12. Now, can I do 15/12 minus 4/12? Yes, now I can. 15/12 minus 4/12. Well, I know 15 minus 4 is 11. 11/12. And now I can subtract my wholes. 2 minus 1 is 1. We get 1 11/12. Let's do 2 3/4. Actually, you can do 2 3/4 plus 1 2/3 on your own. All right, so my example problem We are going to start by reading it. Milo ate 1 1/3 cups of Cinnamon Toast Crunch for breakfast on Friday. He ate 2/3 of Apple Jacks for breakfast on Sunday, or on Saturday. And on Sunday, Milo ate 2 2/4 cups of Cocoa Puffs for breakfast. How much cereal did Milo eat over the weekend? So let's ask ourselves first, do we know a total? We don't know a total yet. So we're looking for cereal. And we're looking for cups as well. What parts do we know? Well, I see that we know 3 parts. We have 1 1/3 cups of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm just going to put CT. That's how simple my labels can be. On Saturday, he ate 2/3 of Apple Jacks. I'll just put an A. And on Sunday, he ate 2 2/4 cups of Cocoa Puffs. I'll just put CP. So that's how simple my labels can be. Now to find the total, I know that we're going to be adding these together. So these are going to be addition problems. So here's my whole. Here's my fraction chart. It's 1 1/3 plus 2/3 plus 2 2/4. Well, I know that the best way to solve this is going to be by putting it into 12ths, because I know that thirds and fourths make 12ths as their best units. So 4/12 times 4/4. Again, 2 times 4 is 8. And then we need to multiply 2/4 by 3/3. And we end up with 6/12. So right here, right off the bat, with our fraction side, we end up with 18/12. Well, that is more than a whole. So 18 divided by 12, denominator divide. It only goes in one time. Minus 12, we end up with 6. And this isn't just 1 remainder 6, this is 1 6/12, because our remainder is how many pieces we have left over because we didn't quite make a whole yet. So now this is where we can carry over our 1, and don't forget that we were adding here. And then our 6/12 will get dropped down below here because we'll keep our fraction just the same. And then we'll add our wholes. So 4 6/12, and I know 6 is half of 12, so this could also be 4 1/2. So I would say M8, 4 1/2 cups of cereal. Again, look how easy my sentence could be. And I'm going to fill in my hole here so that my tape diagram's complete. 4 1/2 cups of cereal. All right, let's scroll down to number 4 and take a look at this. I'm not going to solve the whole thing for you. I'm just going to show you part of it. So we're going to use one tape diagram, but you are going to be answering 2 questions. I see 2 question marks. So Frank mowed 1/3 of the lawn on Monday. On Tuesday, Frank mowed 2/5 of the lawn. How much of the lawn did he finish by the end of the day Tuesday? How much lawn did he have left to finish? So we're looking for done, and we're looking for left. Well, let's think about our whole. I even gave you this tip here. The whole is 1. We have 1 lawn. The whole is the lawn. So he's mowed fraction of the lawn. Notice there's no mixed numbers here. What parts do we know? We know that on Monday he mowed 1/3. We know on Tuesday he mowed 2/5. And then we have a mystery number of what's left that we'll have to fill in. But we can't figure out this mystery number until we know what these two parts are together. So we have to figure out what's been mowed already. So you'll need to do 1/3 plus 2/5. And then whatever you get for your answer here, you'll need to subtract from 1 to figure out how much he has left. And of course, because there's 2 question marks, you will need 2 sentences.